welcome to my channel Hriday Astro Reflection. Today I am going to start with third house in astrology. In the previous two episodes I had discussed the first house of a birth chart, that is the Lagna, and the second house. In this episode I am going to discuss mainly about the third house. This triangle which you are seeing here, this is the third house of a birth chart. We are going to discuss the karkas of a third house. What all does third house signify? What role does it play? What role does a third house play in our life? We are going to discuss it in this episode. And if you like my video, please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get updated with all my upcoming videos and forecasts. And in case you require personal consultation from me on your horoscope, please feel free to approach me at my Facebook page or Instagram account. The links are given below in the description section. You can also email me. I have provided the email ID also over there. So let's start with the third house. Now, what does third house represent in our birth chart? Third house represents, or third house is the karka of communication, all sorts of communication, whether it's written, oral, telecommunication, the communication we do online like internet, emails, social media like Facebook, Instagram, media, in fact media in general. All these things are represented, all these communications are represented by third house, written and oral communication as well. So other than communication, third house represents short distance traveling, like the small trips we take for 2-3 hours one way to the far end of the town. These are represented by third house. Third house also represents business field. Third house represents our shoulders and hands. So all the activities which we perform with our hands and shoulders, these are represented by third house. So third house is naturally the first and foremost house of arts and creativity in our life. Third house represents all the arts, creativity, artistry, craftsmanship we undertake in our life. These things are represented by third house. Third house also represents sports and other physical activities which we undertake, because those are also done with our hands. Third house also represents our siblings, our younger brother and sister. Third house represents small social network, that is the small group of friends with whom we interact. Those are represented by third house. Third house also represents our immediate surrounding. So neighbors also naturally fall under the karka of third house. So what happens when third house, when a good planet or a benefic planet is aspecting or sitting in our third house? By benefic planet I mean the planet which blesses us with prosperity and brings good luck. So namely there are 4 planets which are benefic by nature, which is Venus, Jupiter, Moon and Mercury. So when Venus or Jupiter, Moon or Mercury, they are aspecting our third house or sitting in it, one's communication naturally becomes very smooth. The native is very good communicator, whether written or oral. It will be very obvious from his communication that he is actually a smooth talker. He'll excellent in fields of media or any online activity. He'll be very popular. Next, Moon and Venus, if they sit or aspects the third house, this person can excel in field of arts and creativity as well, because Moon and Venus, these 2 planets represents arts and creativity. Moon can make an excellent singer, a music composer, somebody who creates very good music. Moon can also push you into writing poems and writing novels, can make one a very good writer, because third house also represents written communication. So Moon in third house can make you an excellent writer as well. Same with Venus, it can make you very good, it can make you an excellent artist. You may be a very good performer, stage performer or dancer or singer or actor, because Venus represents all these things. Now, while mentioning the planets, it's simply not enough that whether a specific good planet is aspecting and is sitting in your third house and it is enough to bring you good luck and prosperity. We have to check the strength of the planet as well. Whether your moon or Venus, Jupiter or Mercury, they are Uchchasta or Nichasta. By Uchchasta I mean whether they are strong in dignity, whether they are exalted, or whether they are in Mul Trikona, in friendly sign, in their own sign. For example, if Venus is in Libra and it's in its Mul Trikona, which is Venus is in very good strength here, it will give you good results. It might make you an excellent artist or excellent dancer. But if Venus, the same Venus, is in sign of Virgo, where it is Nichasta or debilitated, it might not yield very good results. You might not do very well regarding your third house activity because Venus is damaged here. It is not performing well. Venus doesn't perform well in the sign of Virgo. So while looking at the planet which is aspecting or sitting in your third house or any other house, we have to check the strength of the planet too. Whether it is good or bad, it doesn't matter. The strength of the planet also has to be seen. Now, what happens when a malefic planet, by malefic I mean the ones which does not give very desired results, which brings in tough times and struggles and lot of turbulence. Planets like Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. What happens when such a planet is sitting in your third house or aspecting it? When Saturn is sitting in your third house, very miraculously, since third house represents business, Saturn does very well here, because Saturn is the karka of business. Saturn represents empowerment, self-empowerment. Saturn is very happy to shift people, make them shift to business. It believes in empowerment. So Saturn does very well in third house in case the native is in business field. Other than that, Saturn might repress your relationship with your siblings, neighbors or smaller group of friends. It might be that your relationship with your sibling is not up to the mark or not very convenient, at least during the initial phases of your life. Also, your communication might be suppressed at times. You might not do very well in communication or online activities as well. If a planet like Rahu sits in your third house, it might be that you do very well in media and online business, because Rahu represents technology. All the online activities is represented by Rahu. So it can be very much possible that if Rahu is aspecting or sitting in your third house, you might excel in a media profession or online businesses. If Ketu is sitting in your third house or aspecting it, you might have difficulties in communication, in written and oral communication. You might not be an excellent communicator. You might feel cut off from your siblings and neighbors at times, or the initial phase of your life you might not have very good relationship with them. Also, you might not be very well versed in online communications and media as well, because Ketu represents cutting off and separation and isolation. So wherever Ketu sits, it mainly isolates you from those karkas of that house. So any planet, any malefic especially, when it sits in a particular house, it restrains the karkas of those house. It suppresses the karkas of those house. You might not be able to get full 100% results from the karkas of those houses, even if you put in your 100% effort. If Saturn, Ketu, especially Saturn and Ketu is sitting in a particular house, you might not be able to take you might not be able to make best use of the karkas of those houses, at least in the initial phases of your life. Why I'm saying initial phases of your life? Because every planet has a maturity age. Every planet after the maturity age releases you of its ill effects. Saturn releases you at the most by the age of 40. Ketu releases you by the age of 48, because by that time, as a human being, we also mature. By the age of 40, we had so much of rough and tough experiences in life. We also mature by that time. We know what things to hold on to, what small things we have to let go in order to keep the relationship alive, in order to have a peaceful, satisfactory standard of living. So by that time, we also become matured. We mature with our planets. So any person's initial life might be full of struggle unless that person is very, very matured and practical. Most of the people start maturing after the age of 35, and so does our planets also mature after the age of 35. So wherever this malefic planet sits or aspects, we might face troubles and obstacles regarding the karkas of those houses in the initial phases of our life. But later on, when we age and our planet matures, we are able to reap the benefits of those karkas or significance of those houses. So that's all about third house in a birth chart. I hope you like my video, and in case you like my video, please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. And for personal consultation, you may please approach me, personal message me in my Facebook page or Instagram account. You can email me also. All the links are given below in the description section. And that's it. See you next time. Bye.